Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vince, President and founder of Asian Pacific Community Awareness, and I'm here this afternoon with Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, who is running again for Ward 2. And I'd like you all to listen and understand what are the responsibilities and what a council person does, because these are the people that affect our life here in Vegas every day. No matter who is governor, if we have good council people, good commissioners, we can get the job done. Am I correct, Victoria?
You are very correct. This is the job where the rubber meets the road, where we actually have the most contact with the constituents. And so we know all the issues going on and whether we can actually fix those issues, but some of them we can because they're city issues. If we can't, we can navigate people where to go to fix their issues.
Could you explain a little bit more in detail about the responsibilities that a council person has?
Well, the number one issue for me, and should be for council, is public safety. Our budget with the county is responsible for funding the police, and that is something I support fully. We do a lot of the zoning, so when you see the buildings and housing, we are the ones that take care of the zoning. And if something is not zoned and somebody would like to change the zoning, those are called variances, which they come to city council to have changed. It's really an important job in making sure that the community stays harmonious and compatible with everything that we do as far as ordinances and building.
So I have one question. You mentioned that one of the responsibilities is funding the police. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't come from the top, from legislators say we're not going to fund the police anymore?
No, they legislate how much what percentage of the police is being funded by the county and the city. So that is our responsibility. That's why when the riots were happening a year and a half ago, you saw a lot of these cities defund the police. It was city council. We have a very balanced council here now in the city of Las Vegas. When I got elected, I was the third Republican to be elected. Right. So you have 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats. It is a nonpartisan position. And then you have the mayor who's an independent. Mm-hmm. And that's very important because that's never going to happen while I'm on the city council. We are not going to defund our police. Public safety is number one. When we did our 2050 plan for the city, we polled the constituents of the city, and public safety was number one. And so that's very important to me as a city councilwoman, that we continue to make sure that people that live in the city feel safe in the city.
Talking about safety, and my organization reaches out to more of the Asian community. So I'd like to ask you, how far down does Ward 2 go? And do you have anything, any involvement in the area around Chinatown?
Right next to it, because we go down as far as Desert Inn with the lakes. So Spring Valley is right, we border it, but most of it, that part is county, but my ward actually is the closest to it. We border it. So we go down as far as Desert Inn for the lakes and cover all the lakes. Up to Sahara, we would go all the way out to all the new building in above Alta and Sahara in that area. We go east to Buffalo in most areas and north to Lake Mead.
Okay. Would you be able to tell me, and I'm asking this personally because I've been looking on the Secretary of State's website and trying to find out what is the makeup of Asians in Ward 2?
I really don't have that in front of me. I do have my map that gives me the different breakdowns, but Ward 2 is, I'm not sure of the exact. I can get that to you later.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because we also offer citizenship classes to the Asian community, and we were looking for a place to hold the classes. And I want to find out how many Asians are in a specific area, because then that would be the place to go.
And it would be a great place. Once I can get you those numbers. We have the Veterans Memorial that you can hold it at, or you can hold it at the Sahara West Library.
Oh.
Those are really great places to have, town halls, classes in my ward, and I'm always happy to help you facilitate that if you need it.
Well, one thing I do know from living in your ward that you have been very pro-business, and I'm sure everyone appreciates that. You mentioned about Veterans Memorial. Is that where you had one of your breakfast meetings around there? Because I passed the place and it said Veterans Community Center, and I went in because I thought it was about veterans. And when I talked to them, they said, "No, we just have the name. It's
Right,
not about
right.
veterans."
Right, and there was talk about changing the name, and I said absolutely not. We always want to remember our veterans, but I have held a couple of town halls for veterans there, and suicide awareness in Veterans Memorial, and those were sponsored by my office, and we provide food, but we haven't had one of our breakfast buzz there. But funny you asked about it, because yesterday we had a meeting, and we're planning on, when we do our shredding over there, we do a lot of shredding events, medication disposal. We thought, why don't we do a breakfast there, and we'll cater it, and then they can kill two birds with one stone. They can end up going and doing their shredding and medication disposal.
Oh, that's
So
a
I
good
think it's a
idea.
really good idea, because when people go out, then they can do more than one thing. So we will be planning that in the near future. I hope you'll come.
Definitely. And in our group, we also have Asian Pacific Community Awareness veterans, because
Very
I know a
interesting.
lot of my Asian friends are married to American men, or even Asian men who have served in the U.S. military. So I feed them a lot of information that I get from the veterans community, from the VA. So if you have any information that's going on with veterans, I'd appreciate it if you let me know, and we can pass it on to them.
100%.
Like last year, one woman called me. She said, "Vince, it's Memorial Day." She said, "I can't talk to my husband." She said, "What can I do?" So we don't brush them off. I said, the only thing you can do is be there for him. Don't push him to answer any questions or talk to you about. Just be there. When he needs a hug, give him a hug. And if he gets really to the point where you can't deal with him, tell him to call me. I said, because we're veterans, we're here 24/7 to protect each other, to back each other up, and I'll try to talk to him. I said, because I've been through the same thing. I know and I understand. So we want to also do a lot more with veterans.
Yes, and my office does that, and I will facilitate our next event with you. For this past Memorial Day, we always have a big thing, because my ward encompasses the lakes, and we have a big thing with the American Legion over there, and it's a great, great memorial. And then, we do something at the Oakmont every year, where we go and talk to the veterans there and thank them for their service, and remember the ones who died for all of our liberties.
Well, we're going to hold an event come July. It's called 1950s, 60s fundraiser for education. We have a school. I'm not sure what district it's in, because one of the people on my board knows the school and they need help, so we decided to help them. But we're also going to raise money for veterans. So if you want to do that together, we would be happy to.
Sure.
Right now, I'm looking to raise some funds maybe to help the Veterans Home in Boulder City, because I don't know if we have a Veterans Home here in Vegas. People tell me that there's talk about it being built, but there is none.
Well, I sure would like to talk more with you about that, because I'm always willing to help in raising money for a good cause, and veterans is at the top of my list, and education is at the top of my list.
Yes.
And so, yes, my office and I can coordinate whatever is needed. We can also be a part of spreading the word and getting the information out. We do an email list, probably as you know, you get my emails, it's probably to about 10,000 people.
Wow.
And we would love to share whatever you have going on and invite people to participate.
That's fantastic. I'm really honored to do that. In closing, what would you like to say to our audience?
I would like to say that I have the most amazing staff, first of all. And we've handled over 2,500 constituent services in the time issues that I've been in office. And I love my job. I love the community. I love meeting people. And that's what this position is all about. It's all about helping to make our community safer and better than when I got in office. And if you haven't seen what we've done to the parks in Ward 2, please go out to Bruce Trent Park and all the other parks, because
Yes.
we've brought in new playgrounds since I've been elected, and we're just happy to meet with people and know what your issues are so we can make the community better. If you want more information about me, it's victoriaseaman.com.
Well, if you want to know more, and this Saturday is a breakfast held by Victoria Seaman, you can go to our website, apcalv.org, and you'll see the flyer, and please register so she knows how many people are going, because she doesn't want to run out of food.
That's right. And breakfast is on us, and it's Breakfast Buzz Ward 2 Biz. We started this when I got elected, and it's one of my favorite things. We break bread with the community, and we just love meeting new people and seeing new people come.
Yes, I enjoy going. Unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time to go in the past, but I'm definitely going Saturday, and you can meet a lot of wonderful people in the community and talk about what is going on in the community.
Yes, thank
Victoria,
you.
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.